Police found a 58-year-old teacher on the edge of a bridge, staring down into the water. Her life savings, over $800,000, were gone. Her future was gone. And in a way, her identity was gone, too. This was a devastating result of a 14-month relationship with a man she had never met. A digital ghost who whispered, "I love you," while orchestrating a campaign of psychological terror that involved tales of kidnapping, murder, and culminated in her complete financial and mental ruin. This isn't a movie. It's the story of how a quiet teacher's mind was hijacked, and it's a terrifying look at how easily it can happen to anyone. How did it get to this point? To understand, we have to go back 6 months before that night on the bridge. The teacher, we'll call her Carol, received a frantic, middle-of-the-night call from David, the man she was planning to marry. He wasn't just an engineer on an overseas project anymore. In his story, he was now a man on the run. He claimed his business partner had been brutally murdered by a rival company, and he was the only witness. He sobbed, telling her he had to pay off a corrupt official to escape the country before he was silenced permanently. He sent her documents, a forged death certificate, fabricated news articles about the murder. He needed $50,000. Immediately, this wasn't a request. It was a life-or-death crisis where Carol was positioned as his only savior. To doubt him felt like a betrayal. So, she sent the money, and the hook was set deep. But an ask that audacious doesn't come out of nowhere. The trap had been laid over a year earlier with meticulous patience. Carol, a recently widowed teacher, was lonely. Her friends encouraged her to try online dating, just to connect with someone. That's where she met David. His profile was a work of fiction, built to disarm. He was handsome, using a stolen photo, and presented himself as a fellow widower, an engineer with integrity who was also looking for a second chance. His first messages were simple and respectful, but this was the start of a calculated campaign to dismantle her reality. They quickly moved to a private messaging app, a classic scammer tactic to isolate the victim from the safety of the dating site. At the time, she thought it was romantic. In reality, it was a first step in cutting her off from the world. The scammer's process was a masterclass in what's known as love bombing. Every morning, Carol woke up to messages calling her my queen, his savior. He weaponized vulnerability, sharing fabricated stories of his late wife and his loneliness, making Carol feel like she was the only one who could heal him. He created an intense cinematic romance that flooded her brain with dopamine, making her addicted to the fantasy. Slowly, he poisoned her relationships with skeptical friends, framing them as jealous. Her world shrank until he was the only one in it. The financial test started small, a gift card, money for a new phone. Then came the violent escalations. After the murder of his partner, there was a new crisis every few weeks. His daughter was kidnapped by the same rivals, requiring a massive ransom. He himself was attacked and needed money for off-the-books medical care. Each time, there was immense pressure, a sense of urgency designed to bypass logic. Carol drained her savings, cashed out her retirement, and took a loan against the house she built with her late husband. She sold her entire future for his lies. The total climbed past $800,000. The final lie was the most common. He was finally coming home. Carol went to the airport, holding a welcome home sign, and waited for 6 hours. He never showed up. His phone was off. After 14 months of constant contact, there was only silence. That silence is what finally shattered her. The psychological whiplash from the abuse, the isolation, and the crushing weight of what she had done broke her mind. Her brain couldn't process the truth. The man she loved wasn't real, and the life-or-death drama was a fiction she had paid for. She began suffering from severe paranoid delusions, truly believing the enemies from David's stories were watching her house. She stopped sleeping, stopped eating. The shame was a physical force. That's what led her to the bridge. It wasn't about wanting to end her life. It was about ending an unbearable pain that felt inescapable. Being pulled from that ledge by police was the start of another nightmare. Facing the wreckage, she was placed in psychiatric care and diagnosed with severe PTSD. For victims of this kind of coercive control, the trauma is twofold. You grieve a person who never existed, and you grieve the life you destroyed for them. The stigma is unbearable because people don't understand it, a form of psychological hijacking, similar to being in a cult. Carol's story is a tragedy, but it's not unique. In 2023 alone, the FTC reported that victims lost a staggering $1.14 billion to romance scams. These criminals are running a massive, sophisticated industry, and the number of unreported cases is likely far higher. To protect yourself and the people you love, you have to know the warning signs. First, the relationship moves incredibly fast. They talk about fate, destiny, and call you their soulmate within weeks. This is love bombing, and it's a tactic. Second, their story is a perfect but tragic one. They are often a widower, in the military, or working on a high-stakes job overseas like an oil rig. This creates a built-in excuse for why they can't meet. Action. Run a reverse image search on their profile pictures. It's free and can instantly expose a stolen photo. Third, they try to isolate you. They want to move the conversation off the dating site immediately and will create doubt about your friends and family who show concern. Fourth, they can never video chat. There is always an excuse: a broken camera, bad internet, a security issue. If you haven't seen them live on video, you are not in a relationship with them. And the final, most important red flag: any request for money, period. It will always be framed as a desperate, time-sensitive emergency for medical bills, legal fees, or a business crisis. They create pressure to make you act on emotion, not logic. Action. Never, ever send money, gift cards, or cryptocurrency to someone you have only met online. My moral message is this: your skepticism is not cynicism. It's your armor. Your friend's concern is not jealousy. It's your lifeline. Listen to them. If you think someone you know might be a victim, share this video with them. It could save their life. If you learned something from Carol's story and want to help raise awareness, please subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the stories that matter. Be skeptical. Be safe.